usual, we're going to go ahead and get started, even though we're on that earnings page with the economic calendar. There's nothing today. All right. So we talked about this on Friday, and this will be uploaded to YouTube Monday. Nothing. Now, typically, when we have like a week where there's not much data, I can, and the setups don't look really great, I can coincide that with the chart. We do, however, have a lot of structure on the cues that we just left or tried to leave out of, and there's a lot of data. Tuesday, 10, Wednesday, 8, Thursday, 8:30, Friday, 8:30. So we have really good data, potential great swing trades. Um, Hold on. Yeah, potentially good swing trades going into this upcoming week. So I'm pretty excited about this week. The setups, and that's what we're planning on doing right here, is obviously looking through these setups to see what empty spaces clear. And then I did open up, especially for all of you guys watching. It's important later on YouTube. It's important you guys watch this one all the way through because we're going to go through this earnings watch list, or at least the majority of it. And if it looks good, it's going on the watch list. I have an account with $1,000 in it, and all of it goes into earnings. I just figured I'm too damn good at this earnings shit not to try and hit it again. And this will be on YouTube, yes. All right. I feel like people are watching football right now, dude. Oh my god, look at me! I just toasted my hairline. All right. Yo, I want to trade it into the day, hold to the morning. Should I still plot the 24-hour box? Yes. You need to know what are the parameters that you're trading, and it's incredibly important. All right, so a couple of notes that we can make. We've got a great data-filled week, and we have a absolutely phenomenal earnings setup. Now, if you guys, I think what we'll do here is because this is the main focus of the week, I want to chart a lot of these, but I'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys want to go ahead and just start charting through, and it's going to be quick. I'm not spending a lot of time. I know what a good setup looks like, but you guys want to do earnings setups first, try and find some of these big trades, or we can start doing request, which I would have. I would assume most people are going to be requesting earnings, but anyway, up to you guys. Thumbs up for earnings, thumbs down for charts. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 So cool. Oh, dude, I gotta show you guys something. I found another costume. It is Halloween. I should be charting with a costume on. I found a chicken costume. All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and do it. Get your handy dandy notebooks out, and let's get the chart in. I'm gonna unplug this. I really don't want to fucking wear this shit on my head right now. All right. Yeah, I got a chicken head costume. It's pretty terrifying. All right. Handy dandy notebooks out, pens, and we're gonna go ahead and start. On you either grabbed these or you didn't. So if you wanted those, sorry. First one is gonna be Ford. Ford, does it have a good setup? Am I already in it? Yes, I am. So here's. Oh, sorry. Hold on one second, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Got somebody at my front door. I forgot to unmute myself. I'm sorry. I've got I've got I've got ADHD. That's a bad excuse. All right. Anyway, what I was saying is Ford has a pretty straightforward setup. I have a channel. A channel. I'm not going to put too much stock into the downside, but it does have some pretty nice cohesion with that median. So I think Ford gets a you know mid. It's pretty good. It's a decent setup. 1, 2, 3 at the top. So Monday afternoon, we'll we'll see what that brings us. So I do like Ford. I do. Next one is, and I'm not gonna really look at all of these. I mean, I guess. Oop, what was that? TMDX. All right. Well, maybe I shouldn't cast doubt. Does it move on earnings? Earnings move. I mean, I guess it does, doesn't it? A little bit. Massive consolidation. I mean, it does have a lot of empty space at the downside, all the way to $98. So I'll give it a tentative like 6 out of 10 TMDX, and we'll look at that on Monday morning. So CNDS, CNDS, CN. Said it out loud and still spelled it wrong. CNDS, CDNS, CDNS. Do I play earnings every day? No. I do have calls for. No, I do have calls for Ford. Now, this one actually has some really, really wide oscillations, and on earnings, it doesn't seem to behave really, really crazy. So it's not going to get an immediate thumbs up. The setup isn't bad, but it's not perfect while you're inside of the box. So not really a big fan of that. Waste management, I do like. I'm not going to chart that one underneath it. Rambus. If I don't know about it, it's probably not worth charting. But I think this one has a potential 197 target. If I was to trade it, I'd trade it down to 187. That one, 5 out of 10. Not a great setup. Not my favorite. All right, moving on. We've got nothing else really good. SoFi. So we'll start with SoFi here. Again, this is going to be recorded. Okay, so SoFi, which we did place a target at 1135, that was pretty fire. Is definitely something that is not my favorite earnings setup, right? Unless we go to the weekly where we have a channel and a target of 1250. That's all I've got, right? 1, 2, 3. You're on your way. You're at that structural level. So the next target, 1250, and then if anything, we go and hit this floor over to our left at $14. So, all right, not a great one. Maybe 4 out of 10. PayPal. I think if your earnings setup looks good on the weekly first, it's probably not bad. Now, I would say this is a decent earnings play, having been pent up, but as you can see, it's been a while since this thing has posted anything that really is substantial. And then obviously some of these earnings just really breaking us down in a huge fashion, leaving a ton of empty space. So when I look at this one, is it the best? It does have a box. I think there is potential behind this setup. If the contracts look good, I would probably place a 101 target on that at the most. But we got to also remember that PayPal doesn't move like that, and it hasn't in a long time. So not my favorite. I'm probably not going to take that one. What's up, everybody? Everything's stuck in the box. Yeah, there's a lot of box bound shit. BP. Does it look good? I'm not gonna break down shit that doesn't look good, guys. No. Immediately no. Okay? Just no. McDonald's. I can already tell you, I'm probably not a big fan of this one unless you're trying to take it down to 274. But this is pretty expensive. The weekly time frame, that 275 target, that would be the target for me on earnings. I believe I did mark out a channel here. Yeah, and I'm gonna put much stock in that one because it's a lower time frame channel. But yeah, this one I think is down here, but not risk to reward wise. It's just not there. And we may not, just because we have a lot of earnings, doesn't mean all of the earnings are going to look good. On the weekly, Pfizer looks insane. Empty space filled. This thing looks like it wants to dump. Is there empty space like we like to the downside? No. No, there's not. Unless you are aiming for 2561, there's a small pocket right here and a box right here. And so if this might be a good risk reward, not the worst. Breakdown underneath this, you have the down channel. I could see a 2560 target, but I hate Pfizer, so you're not going to catch me on that one. RCL, good setup or not? Okay, I fucks with it. Okay, earnings. It responds. All right, okay, all right. We'll write that one down. Finally, RCL. See how fast that took me? Immediately. Not hard, not like Pfizer. Like, look at this. Look at that. Can you tell why I don't want to fucking chart that shit? RCL. Now, I'll never ride on one of these things, but I'll short it. So box, empty space down, 182.75. Let's go to the weekly really quick. So all-time highs. Now, I'll tell you this. If it's cheap, I would probably want to take it back down to 170. So I'm going to write it down, 170 target down. Now, that would be my bias, but I would have to hedge to the upside. So we'll take a look at that one later on tomorrow. Obviously, we have some time to get into that. It's okay. Not a bad earning setup. JetBlue. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. If you guys are on here, I appreciate you guys. All right, weekly cost basis. Not bad. It does have some empty space. 1186. It's at 718. The weekly setup says that's where it could go. You punched back. It's not perfect, but I think this is actually kind of a decent setup. Let's see if we can spot. $11.83 just stands out to me as a potential target. So if you like that one, I think in the risk to reward is okay. That one doesn't scream out to me at all. All right, let's take a look at Crocs. Nope, not really. I mean, maybe a leg down to 108 as a target, but at the same time, this thing is all bundled up. And just need to move over 146, and you could be back up at your highs of 182. So not my favorite setup. We'll keep it moving. All right, AMD. Now we're getting into the juicy stuff. Does it have empty space on the weekly? No. But some, but not a lot. So here's a quick rundown, right? AMD has a box. We're sitting on top of it. We go to the 24-hour, right? And we'll go ahead and just get rid of this really quick. Nice little channel here. And we could bring this up a little bit. It's all about contact here. Okay, so, I mean, again, I think a lot of people would probably say, bear flag, like I could care less. Here's what I do see. Empty space down below has been filled. There isn't, and I really shouldn't even waste too much more time on this. I do think that this has good earnings potential, but nothing, or if anything, it has to be at 186 first, bouncing off of this floor and popping out. If that occurs, there is still a gap on the weekly and basically at 205. So not the worst setup in the world. It doesn't have the clear empty space, but we do know that AMD does max out in terms of tension, so it could be a good straddle both ways. All right, Google, decent, decent. I like a target of 177. I'll write this one down. Not as clean, but it's still there. I give that one a 7 out of 10. 1, 2, 3. Target down would only be 157. Target up would be 177 and 178. So I like that one a lot. Let's see. I mean, sure. Yeah, it does have a good setup. It does. I don't like that it does because Snapchat sucks, but 1270, right? Risk to reward is okay. And obviously with having a box up here like so that you could place a target of 16. Okay? So 16 bucks. You said what are the Google targets? The 178 up and 157.75 down. Unless you decide to go back down to 148. So you could say if you're doing a wide straddle, 158, 178. All right. Chipotle. I believe this one does have a decent setup. I'll take a look at Snapchat. And again, we're throwing that small account into there. Not into Snapchat. If you want to it down would make sense if you were trying to short this thing. Let's take a look at the weekly. So weekly box looks like I don't think the risk to reward is not at here. 62.14 to the upside, and then I mean you also have a box down here to the downside, and that separates you from empty. I don't like it. We're gonna move on. Visa. All right. Nope. All right. Keeping it moving. Straightforward. No bullshit. No, exactly. It looks good. That's what we're looking for. For some reason, this looks like it could dump down to all the way to 85 because of the way it just punched down. But I would say a target on First Solar is going to be 162, right? But a punch down, I mean, that empty space right there is intriguing. So I don't have really anything other than a channel down. This will be on YouTube, yes. Yeah, so I mean 170 and 162. Not not my favorite. All right, Reddit. Now, I am as far as long holdings, I am a long holder in Reddit. So I personally think being up at all-time highs, I I have a target to the upside of around $95. And really just I mean the only target I have down is 67. So that's it. I don't Reddit to me just is a I'm going to continue to hold my equity and grab some sort of hedge material for that. So that's it. We're almost done, guys. Not really, almost. All right, the rest of them we can kick fucking rocks. All right, LLY. Uh, nah, nah. maybe 8:30. I mean, maybe. I don't know. That one's on Tuesday. The contracts are going to be too expensive. Or on Wednesday, they're going to be too expensive. All right. Anyway, cat. No. Um. Yeah. Wait. What? Are you going to go over the SMCI at least with specs until earnings? I mean, yeah. Sure. Nope. All right. I'm going to keep moving faster here. We don't need a G and P. Yeah. I'll write that one down. GPN. I could see a move that looks just like this. Right there to 110. Or this breakdown, it breaks down and dies. But anyway, I like it. We'll do ADP, automatic processing data. Nope. We're not going to do that. All right. Microsoft, which I already can tell you right now, you're, I don't know. When I look at a setup like this, and I know you have like a little trigger right here, over 435, there's probably going to be a nice move to the 460s. That's my thoughts looking at it right now. Um, I know there's a couple different factors here on Microsoft that are kind of interesting, like this and that, right? So I think both sides of this trade, a target down of 389 and a target up of 458. Okay. Whew, a little tired, a little sleepy. I need to get some coffee. This has been brought to you by the Mountain Valley. All right. Is this getting recorded? I sure hope so. You guys are recording, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm recording it. What's up, Gator? All right. So, Microsoft, you guys can have that one. Meta, on the other hand, I like this one with 43, 40 down. Now, these are incredibly expensive. So, the risk to reward doesn't fit the script, but I do like that potential downside. If you think again, I'll only point out that earnings for Meta can be really big, including downside moves. So 543.62. I don't think that you get much more after that. So Mountain Valley sparkling lime water, that definitely, yeah, that definitely, that's all you, buddy. That's all you. All right, Coinbase. Uh, um, Average G. What are you talking about? I don't like it. No, nah, nah. Is this the world's biggest channel? No. Uh, Not a big fan. I'm gonna be honest with you. You got a weird box right here. You're barely holding onto the floor, so maybe 235 on the weekly. The 24-hour time frame setup says 231.50. All right. Anyway, moving forward, do you expect these? You expect these to pop off tomorrow? No, these are all earnings. These are set to pop off hopefully on earnings. Hood. Nope. All right, moving faster. Bullshit. We got like 2 or 3 more weeks of this stuff. So if don't be disappointed if we don't come to a solid conclusion on a lot of these. Riot, really? Okay. Riot. Again, I don't really see potential. Yeah, no. All right. Roku. 87 up, 70 down. Actually, no. 67 down, 87 up. Okay. That's not, I'll write it down, but, you know, it's Roku. Carvana, all-time highs. I really can't, or not all-time highs. Is it all-time highs? No, it's not. Earnings targets could be 220. So $20 move. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is one for me, but it's all right. Starbucks. Now, I do like that one. And I kind of like 80 down. Too fast, right? You should be like, oh, go set up, right? So 80 down. And 110 up. And that'll probably be the straddle I take on that. And I'll obviously, yeah, Snapchat earnings looks okay. Oh, that's right. They did pre-report, didn't they? That's right. Okay, never mind. We'll go ahead and, well, that one might be a play, just to take this week then, coming off of that. Or Uber. No. No. Why? Peloton. 850. Peloton. 850. All right. I wouldn't even take a hedge on that one. I don't know how Peloton is still alive, dude. I did see an advertisement for them at a gas station pump. I thought, damn. Used to see that shit on TV. Nope. COP. This is being recorded, yes. Yeah, no. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I know I'm saying no to a lot of these, but they're trash. MO. That one looks like it's gonna pop, to be honest with you. I could see that one popping up and like hitting 52, but not my favorite. There he is. What's up, Put Brothers Trading? Shout out to him, dude. One of my members told me there was somebody online shouting me out, man. I went and checked Put Brothers out. He's uses the system to trade futures. So if you're looking for a futures community or something like that, he's your guy. I watched his analysis the other day. It's pretty damn good, man. You should be proud of yourself. All right, so not my favorite. Anyway, MasterCard. Empty space straight down to 501. Is that good risk to reward? No. No. All right, moving on. All right. EL. Estee Lauder. That's a hat. Nope. Kellanova. You're charting now on 24 hour? I always chart on 24 hour. I've never used anything else. Yeah, I think that this thing's priced in. You're not going to get that thing to move. All right, guys. We're almost done. We're going to do NLCH. Or maybe I'll spell it wrong. NCLH. Is it a good earnings setup? Not really, man. I mean, unless you consider the fact that it does consistently make these weird higher highs, I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, maybe this is worth some sort of longer play, but you are above this mark here, which is pivotal, and then you have a target in empty space here to 25.50, right? So I mean, again, not the best setup in the world, but maybe long that could be a really good setup for recovery, maybe equity. My data and subscriptions are fine, man. I checked them; they should be fine. I don't have any gaps or anything like that, so I'm not really sure, man. Maybe they gave me a different chart. All right, almost there, guys. Damn, speed running fucking charts. You know what? It's not the worst. Down to okay, so I see two targets here. I see a target of 179, right? And that's going to be in this box right here. Get rid of that little tiny thing down there. So you have that, right? That. You rejected it here. You're bundled up right beneath that, so you could pop out on earnings, hit cost basis, and go straight into new highs. I'll check out Amazon. I'll write it down. Downside, not as exciting, but upside definitely interesting. So, you prefer the speed running? Well, it mentally fries me. All right. You guys already know me. I'm not trading. No, listen, I will ban you. No, I won't. But listen, I never trade earnings on Apple. I don't even need to look at it. Never. Very once in a fucking blue moon, you'll get a good setup on that. Not me. Why are you so rude? I can't help myself. Another pent up setup going into earnings with empty space. I think it's worth a shot. I have to shoot my shot on something like that. Weekly contracts. And I think what we'll have to do here, since we're moving that volume elsewhere, is target 2680 and 29, which I'm not sure if we're going to get 29. That's a tall fucking order. And we'll hedge a little bit. So, are you charting for Monday or Monday through Friday? I am charting for earnings, my brother. Limitless. Team. Hold the fucking phone. Team. Empty space, 170 target down. You're sitting on the floor. 205 up, 170 down. Had a double step down. I'm not had a double step down, so midway of both marks a level or just second drop. I'm not really sure what you're pointing to. INTC is disappointing as a day trading or anything else. Is that our entry or take profit? The targets I'm placing are the take profit points, yes. So if we drop and we open up at 170, it's a trim majority of that trade off and then try to see if you can get a 162. So I like it. I like team. We'll again look at the actual contracts. All right. We'll do Fubo and those gas companies and Wayfair, and we'll be done. It doesn't have the volume. Not doing it. CVX. You know what? I think this one, the channel that I had on this, which is mysteriously gone away, like this, hug that. I think it shows potential to go up and hit 157. In terms of like empty space though, and the type of energy I want, I'm not really going to touch it. So I can say the same thing for ExxonMobil. I already charted it last week. And Wayfair. All right, Wayfair. Let's see. Jesus Christ, bro. Talk about a beat up stock. Um, No, I'm not even going to try. I mean, you do have empty space up to 52, and you are sitting at the box below, so I could see for sure a channel that looks like this. So watch for a pop back up to 5150. It could be good. It asked if this live was appropriate. Oh, Lord have mercy. They want me to. All right. Why is your hand covering your mouth when talking? Because it's my hand, my mouth, dude. What are you talking about? All right, guys. I think that's it. I think we have okay setups going into this earnings week. Not the best. Decent setup. All right. If you have any requests and you want me to take a look at them, let's do that now. So drop your request. Tesla. Obviously, we are at one of the most important marks that you could possibly, one of the most important marks, obviously, not the most important. On the weekly, you look great. On the 24-hour, you managed to get outside of the nearest 263. That's going to be the stomp. That's going to be where you need to bounce, 263. All right, you did punch through. You're above that 265.80 wall. So look left. What do you see? A box. A box. That box will set you free. Bring the cost basis down. There we go. That is 273.50. 273.50. And we're looking for a shot up to 295. All right. Oh, he's just being a smartass. Astro's being a smartass, guys. That's just who he is. Don't worry about him. He's like that little shit at the back of the class. He's a little shit. All right. Areas in a box, right? Your floor of that box, I obviously have wrong. Floor is here. And 610. And then the top at 750. Empty space above. Area looks good. You need to get through this structure. Move down. 4-hour. I would be looking to utilize this little shit right here. Yeah, that and 717 stop loss. All right. I don't think this is a bad setup at all. I think your target is 863. All right. Ford, I did that one already, but we'll do it one more time, guys, because I just have earnings this week. 1, 2, 3 up at the top. So that is what needs to be broken. If that is broken, I have what we're looking to be probably a $12 target, right? I don't have a for sure on that channel, but right around 12 and 12.50 will be the 50% mark. So Ford has earnings. That's obviously the main focus on that one. So Disney, interesting setup altogether, right? Because what I'm thinking, and we did talk about a potential punch back, but you punched down, right? Not punched down. You technically just made or created the parameters of this much larger area of consolidation. So you definitely could see Disney moving back down, back down to this floor of 92. And honestly, it'd be kind of nice if it did it fast, because then you could curl back up 1, 2, 1, 2. So if this is bullish, right? And it's a good setup to move for 101. Thank you guys for tapping your screen, commenting. I appreciate you. IWM. Uh, so I shorted this thing, dude. I shorted it, and it feels so good. I am. We are so close to the 217.63 trigger, and a massive snack right here. Massive. There is a potential sign of a major leg down here with a second big fat rejection up off the top. All right, with that analysis, please go on a tapping frenzy. I'm going to go grab my coffee. Tap all over the face. What the fuck? What's the trigger on IWM? A punch down below 215.78. This is one of my favorite plays right now. Write it down. IWM empty. All right, you guys want to have a moment really quick? We're having a moment, okay? This is that setup. This is that setup that you guys see us take. We make a big bajillion percent, and everybody's like, damn. I want, if you decide this is my one, this is one of the clearest setups. It might not trigger, it might bounce right off a cost basis and we go back up. Right? I'm ready for both sides. But I'm telling you right now that under 215.75, this goes down. Okay? Period. For me, all the way through most of that empty space. At least 50% of it. I know. What was that sound? Yep. Yep. All right. I'm writing on a fucking sticky note and I'm putting it right here. That's the main one. So you don't add until the punch out? No, I'll start underneath that low of 217.75 for sure. I'll try my hand, but I'll add to that trade under this floor and I take it to 50%, which is 212.50, and then all the way down to 209. Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right, what do we got next? Celsius. In a box, bro. I'm not going to overcomplicate this analysis. It is in a box, bouncing off the 50% mark of this candle here. On the way down, you will go hit this 288. And then you have 1, 2, 1, 2. So obviously, if you're looking at a lower time frame, you need to look at the channel here and then get rid of all of this and just give yourself the box. So over that $35 mark, we could look for a punch up. All right, what else do we got? MU. Still cooking, right? Obviously, I've been telling you guys this is one that I'm waiting on. 1, 2, there is still a strong possibility that we actually leg down. Obviously, we see other ETFs saying that. So a target down would be 91.50. The strike price would probably be around 210 for IWM, but it'll depend on the day. All right. So anyway, MU is in a box, right? Box is here, and currently the floor is at 99. Underneath 99, it's a $91 pullback. At that point, I think we could be suited for a potential leg up, but until we're out of that box, nothing. All right. M. Hold on one second. All right. M. Keep feeding me. All right. So, I mean, honestly, this one isn't a terrible setup. You do have this little bounce floor right here. But the way that I look at this one is here's your box. You're nearing cost basis very, very, very quickly. You're going to have a rebound level or more than likely a retest of this mark right here. So bounce, retest potentially. If you reject, then you could keep coming down. If not, there's a great chance that we see a retest of this structure here. So I personally, when I look at this setup, that's what I see, a bounce and a pop back up there. So Um, SMCI has earnings going into this week. I already grabbed $60 calls. I think it either goes to 650 or it goes to 35.50. There's no in between for me. So, or it's going to chop around into a billion pieces. So, Nvidia, this one obviously up at its highs on Friday. It wicked off of the top and it came back down. It didn't quite lose anything, but obviously this is setting you up for a potential 4-hour punch down underneath 104.55. You'll then have another punch back. We've already talked about this one under 138.50, where Nvidia would more than likely give you a pretty nice drop, and I think that would be all the way to 134.50. I thought they changed the earning. Yeah, they did. They did. I did. We ended up selling those $60 calls. So, hey, what's up, Ivy? Hope you're having a good day, night, evening. No, guys, I forgot. We did sell those. We did sell those calls right before the end of the day. You'll have to forgive me. I'm brain dead right now. All right. No, I didn't get new ones. I'll get new ones this week. I sold them. All right. VST has a pretty clear setup. This one's just really barking for a leg down to 114.43 or 117. Those are my two targets there. Building down. 2, 3 rejections off the top. So I see this one going to 120.88, 117, and 114. Now it can definitely leg longer, and it has a shit ton of empty space right here. So definitely an intriguing setup. But when I just look at this one raw, that looks like the most reasonable target here. Terrible movement. It is in a massive weekly box. So personally, me personally, I stay away from these setups until they are out of their range. So 31.25. Do I play guitar? Of course. Yeah. Yeah, I play guitars, drums, mandolins, ukuleles. I play longboards. That's my electric one. I play cello. Oh, well, he plays my heartstrings. Okay. Why? All right. Anyway, you. This one, you want to know what's a bitch? I called both targets, and boy, this thing slapped both ways and got yanked in. So, as far as anybody is concerned, this is your new range, and up out at 71.75 and down below your earnings low at 64, where you'll have a box here and here. So make a wait. Snow. Listen. Okay, so I just really quickly, little brag moment. On snow, we did have runners. I did end up getting out of them. I hedged them, and it really was no risk to me. Really good play, 600%. I did the same thing on ANF, except for I got all the way out. And look, dude, whoever bought my contracts, I feel terrible for them. What do I think of the 22-hour extended hour idea? It's fine. It's fine, Jeremy. If it, as long as you have extended hour data, feel free to be exploratory. Some stocks trade, or rather, are easy to analyze on different time frames. And I say that because I figured out a long time ago that J. Mia when it had volume, traded best on the 2 hour as far as being able to determine the levels that it had. And from there, I started just exploring with levels. So 20, go for it. So anyway, snow. Personally, you just are fighting. And as you can see, you popped out into that empty space, you filled the wick, and got pulled back in. So there is a strong chance that this thing could come down. I think that's going to be underneath 113 and a move down to the 109 floor. At that point, this could be a straightforward punch down. But this is definitely one where you're going to want to map out the 4 hour and mark out a definitive 116.50, and that's where you can get back up. All right. What do you mean? He meant the market being open longer after hours? What do you? Yeah, I mean, yeah. This will be on YouTube, guys. Um, yeah, maybe I'm missing something. FedEx. So I talked about this one before. You got a third, fourth damn rejection off of 275.90. You haven't lost anything yet, but it's starting to look like it's not going to give you that leg up. So I personally see that 1, 2, 3. You could come down, hit 260, and then curl back up and move into this empty space, and it'll just take a little bit longer. So, but your parameters are pretty clear. So obviously under 257.70, I'm looking for 251.70. And then above this mark, right, it's 281, and then hopefully a move all the way through this empty space up to like 298, 300. They're extending the after hour trading. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Wondering if it'll make PBS more accurate or if they caught on that you broke the system. Um, Wait, they are allowing trading 22 hours? Is that real? So at 11 p.m. tonight, we can start trading? 1 a.m.? They're thinking about it? Look at the Discord. Oh, I love Patrick Boyle. They filed. Okay. No, I don't. I mean, just I'll fucking use. I'll use whatever extended hours channel they have. Then it will go from the 24 hour to the goddamn 29 hour, whatever the fuck it is. I really don't care. I don't think this is gonna affect me. And if it is, I'll adjust and figure it out. I'll figure it out. Um, I don't really see this causing any issues for me. It's wild, but listen, it's necessary. Really what I'll be interested in seeing is whether or not it's just a retail thing where it brings in no volume and market makers continue to do what they do, or if this just gives them more time and more, it just gives me more insight. So there's a weird sound coming out of my computer right now. I don't know where it's from. New York Stock Exchange extended hour trading. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know. Maybe it'll just help us keep track of our swings better, but I don't think the market's going to change, babe. Not at all. How we doing today? I'm a little tired because y'all's asses. You know what it is, stinky. Also, on Call of Duty, listen, I went 51 and like 20. It was pretty fire. Yeah, more time for the banks. All right, what else do we have, guys? More requests. More requests. Tap the screen. If you don't like me, tap my face. Stone. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Um, you need to be open outside of 1150, and you have a move to 1224, and I think that could be your shot to just hit that top. So this would be my target here. Target one, target two. It's all right. Steam stream COD tonight? I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Will you be trading for the rest of your life? Hopefully not. The goal is to hit a certain mark, and what I'm actually working on that now. My goal is to live off of, make $10,000 to $20,000 or more per year or per month. I'm deep in QILD. I keep dumping money into that motherfucker. And what's cool is I've gotten an equity return on that one, and then I've also just gotten dividends off of it. It's pretty sweet. Apple has earnings this week. Not a big fan of the setup. I never trade Apple on earnings. Earnings typically isn't great. Sometimes we get the moves, sometimes we don't. Huh. Interesting. Empty space is filled down. So I mean, honestly, Apple could just go shoot right back into the fucking high. If anything, when I look at the setup, I think Apple pops out, but it's not something that I'm gonna trade because I actually for a long time was the number one ranked or whatever the fuck analyst for Apple for a long time on TradingView, and having that experience, it taught me that it was fun while it lasted when it was squeezing, and but other than that, nah. If I was looking at Capricorn Therapeutics, obviously there's a potential explosion on Monday out up into like $30, but I think that would retrace right back down, punch through, and you could short it underneath this box or with a punch down below 1988. Yeah, you're a Capricorn. Yeah, short this. DJT. I actually have. I think if you get about 39.85, $40, I think this one goes straight up to $55. I actually am thinking about taking this one this week. That's not an endorsement. That's just analysis. Yeah, I already did that one. I did AAP. Advanced Auto Parts is declining 36.26. Watch a bounce there. $55 on DJT. Yeah, I did. I looked at RCL. It's on my watch list. I like that one through that empty space underneath us. I'll take it both ways, but yeah, watch for a bounce there. Otherwise, this AAP chart, man, just we're either only waiting for this to pull back and hit like 34 and then pop back up through this box. So it's just a waiting game. Set like alerts, at like 36, 3760. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. I appreciate you. All right. Are they expensive? We'll check it out on Monday. Shop. I like shop with a punch down underneath 77.76 to 76, which isn't huge. Let's look a little bit wider. So typically when I see something like this, you are on the precipice of potentially legging down. Obviously, this channel was lost and recovered on earnings, so not a matter to me. But looking at this at the moment, your overhead is similar to the previous one right here at $84. You can see it held you back before. And so what's underneath you is really what is important, at least for now. And so, yeah, I see a $76 target. And then unfortunately, it has a lack of structure down. So 7150 breaks, and I really think that this thing is probably going to go back down. But that is all that has to break. So while you're also looking, you could also be looking back up, right? If it does bounce and recover, because you do have a box right here. All right, SQ. All right, we're going to do a few more here, guys. Spicy in here. The weekly is clearest. The weekly just, I mean, when I look at the weekly, it kind of just says to me like, maybe later. But it's not. I don't have enough data to say go short at all. You haven't lost. So here's your short level, 69.80, and then your long level is literally the highs at 74.80. Please play COD on live in the Discord. Maybe I'll play in the live Discord and just chat it up there. I'm a stripper. Oh, I did Capricorn, brother. Thank you for charting. Yeah, of course, dude. I'll do it again. Guys, the queues are on the weekly being held underneath 496, so we're right there. It is too soon. Obviously, with Friday's pullback, that definitely gives us a lot more insight. But if we were to recover back over 495.50, it increases the probability of us punching out. And I've interpreted this as a box of sorts. But realistically, what we're in the floor there underneath 489, we have another trigger to the downside right here. So if we lose the floor of 489.50, we're looking at a leg down to 483.57. And then like the IWM, there's a great potential down here. Yeah, we need to just straight pop. Is QQQ a trust fund? It's an ETF, tracks technology stocks. The precipice, yeah. So just really quick, Peter, this one looks like on Monday it might try and pop out. 1, 2, 3 at the top, but if it pops out, then gets pulled. So when I see something like this, typically the move is boop, and then they yank it back down on you. So underneath that cost basis, a lot of empty space down. So along with all the other equity plays I picked, this one is directly up at all-time highs, making me a lot of money. I don't really have anything else to add to that. Love you, Potter. Thanks for what you're doing, man. Of course, dude. It's worth it when you guys fucking make big giant bags, man. It's the best feeling in the world. It's really cool. I will say, dude, it was really cool to see. I know everybody thinks that I would hate somebody to go that uses my strategy and has their own Discord and shit. I couldn't have been prouder. That was really cool to see somebody actually utilizing it and charting it. So I thought that was pretty cool. He's doing it with futures. I'm not a futures guy, so we don't have like a futures community. And he said he gave you credit. No, he did. He did. Elon appreciates you making what in the. Oh, you spoke it. The fact that he shouted it out, it's cool, man. It's cool. It is a cool thing. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. On the weekly, CAG looks like, and honestly, dude, I could never make a futures group. It's options and stocks with me. That's where if I do is futures, it would be on my own. So yeah, I mean, like, more power to him, man. More power to him. That's just being cool, dude. I hopped in a stream earlier and he was like, "You're the goat," you know. So now I need to. Now I know where to go when I'm feeling sad. I guess. I like this one to curl back up. Honestly, when I zoom in here, something interesting happens. This becomes your box. You're sitting on cost basis. So outside of 2964, you might go sideways a little bit longer. I think this makes for a good setup because of the box that you're in the empty space up above you. His username, put trading or something like that. What was it called? Um, uh, Put Brothers Trading. Yeah, you can go give him a follow. I'm cool with it. Put Brothers. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Put Brothers, but they trade futures. So, but yeah, they're cool. It's cool. What was that? That was their. What was what? What was what? What happened? Who knows, man? There's a lot of things that get said in here. Yeah, who knows, dude? I'm gonna get banned. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, type shit. All right. What's next? Any more requests, my friends? It's ridiculous, dude. Absolutely ridiculous. SMR. I have this one charted already. Those three wicks, man, off the top. Obviously, I think it's worth noting. They are a little bit more aggressive, leaving the potential for more room up to like 22. And the difference here is you're building a box. So if I had it my way, you would come back down, you'd retest this previous high, and then you'd punch back and go hit that. My wicks look different than what you see. All right, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go check my trading view. Let me go make sure that I have all of my data. Sometimes I just changed my debit card. Oh, exchange agreements need to be filled out. Look at me. Yo, is there more? Hold on. Okay. Okay. Finally, yeah, I know. You know what though? I still slap plays even without it. I don't know. Yeah, I had a feeling. All right. So where were we? SMR. Yeah. I mean, nothing's really changed, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, small differences. All right. So, as we're kind of, I gave you snow. Shut the fuck up. As we're winding down here, I just want to get this statement across, especially to those you guys watching later on. When you watch me go through earnings, right? Like, I knew what looks good. I knew what to write down, right? IWM pops out. Those are the trades that I'm going to be looking at. If you don't have that, then in the morning on Monday, you shouldn't be feeling nervous, right? If you swung something, sure, but like you shouldn't be feeling nervous. You should be looking, right, for price where it's moving midday, and at the end of the day, we're going to look for these setups. I'm saying this because I have, unfortunately, this is always going to happen as new people come in. They're going to hit a lot of big trades, and then they're going to keep trying to do that same thing when that same setup is not available, and they're going to lose money. So, for those of you guys who want to keep going, if you've had a good couple weeks, months, whatever it's been, make sure that we are waiting, right? Monday has no data. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday have data. These are things that we can swing into and we can make money that way. But I'll be live tomorrow morning, 8:30, right? And we'll start looking for pre-market data. If anything looks good, if not, we're going to sit, okay? And I think that there's a little test for you. If you were watching me chart earnings and you felt disappointed because there wasn't a lot, and there was I mean, I have a decent list, right? Like, it's not like I didn't write a lot down. Not all of these are going to be available for us to play. Some of these are going to price us out with risk to reward. Some of these aren't going to make sense on straddles, and we're going to have to drop them off the list. If you felt sad or disappointed because there just wasn't a lot, that's where you need to internal look inside, right, at why you are so thirsty. You setups first, it looks good or it doesn't. That's discipline, right? That's discipline, knowing exactly what it is. We know there's those of you guys in the Discord, you know, we see this happen every week. Tesla was not an anomaly, right? This was perfectly planned out. It looked good. I knew that that is what I wanted to take, and I took it, and I made a bag. And even there were people, and I'm proud of this part, right? People were up 2,000+% talking about, man, I should have held even more. You know, I should have trimmed out differently and not gotten scared. And that's obviously that would be mind blowing for most other people. So this week, lock in. Ask questions, be verbal, do whatever it takes to fucking be profitable, including sitting on your hands. But all right, we're gonna finish up here with NIO really quickly for Stacy. Yeah, Tesla is amazing, and there's more coming. More coming. So anyway, we are looking for NIO above 536, and I've already said that this thing does have and again, Chinese stocks, their data, it's always a little weird. They have a pretty interesting little channel here. It has you up at the top of said channel. You have empty space underneath you under $5. If that breaks $5, we are looking at 433. If we break back up, I'm looking at a couple of different targets, but the main target would be this big ass box, which I feel inevitably this is a low risk, high reward play that gets hit, and we just have to wait for that trade. So I didn't take Tesla, and I would have made 2.5K. There was at one point, I had 4 contracts with a total worth at purchase of, I think it was like $80. And I was up like 2.9K. These were on the runners. I had 2 strikes. I had 265s and 257.50s. 257.50s went to like close to 4,000%. And then the 260s, that was quite literally where you could have put $100 in and made 2-3 grand. So, and this is why when I tell people you would have bought a position on a lot of other trades worth $400 or $500, but like because this earnings aren't a mystical thing for me anymore. They just have a good setup or they don't. So, all right, there will be more plays. Yep, just gotta wait. So, yeah, Neo, we're looking at a 665 floor and 685 gap fill. So. Yeah. Well, listen, if the setups are there, we're going to take them. If they're not, we're going to sit on our hands. So, all right, Riley, yours is going to be the last stock for this charting session here. Looking at GDX gold miners. Pretty simple setup right now. Immediately. It's just bam, retesting the top of that box, moving down 4 hour, right? This opens up the potential to keep declining and moving all the way down to 40, but we also have a box above, right? And we're bouncing off of where sellers control the price. So we can go ahead and look, and I can see, and I'm not going to go down any further because I could just see it here, that above 42 and outside of 42.20, you're going to go and retest that 43, right? And this will likely make that downtrend channel. So that's anything underneath 41.30. We're looking for a leg down to 40. And then obviously outside of 42.15 up to 43. So, all right. Yeah, Snapchat. I'll throw money into Snapchat. All right, guys. I'm gonna go play Call of Duty in the Discord, in the free Discord for a little while. And yeah. So if you guys want to hang out, but otherwise, let's take it easy this week. Let's fucking focus on the plays that matter. We can make a bag. You can make a bag. You just gotta wait for the goodness. All right. All right. Y'all have a good night. Peace.